African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command in combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing. On the progress of the special military operation as of April 1st, 2025. The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue to conduct a special military operation. Units of the North Group of Forces in the Belgorod direction defeated concentrations of manpower and equipment of the Mechanized Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and two territorial defense brigades in the areas of the settlements of Ugrody, Turia, and Mariupol in the Sumy region. Enemy losses amounted to 70 servicemen, an armored combat vehicle, and 4 cars. A field ammunition depot was destroyed. Units of the West Group of Forces improved their position along the front line. They defeated the manpower and equipment of 3 mechanized brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces and a territorial defense brigade in the areas of the settlements of Kamenka, Vyreknia, Zagorykivka, and Kondrashovka in the Kharkiv region. The Ukrainian Armed Forces lost over 210 servicemen, 2 American M113 armored personnel carriers, an armored combat vehicle, 4 cars, and 6 field artillery guns, 2 of which were foreign-made. 2 electronic warfare stations and a U.S.-made and /TPQ-36 counter-battery radar station were destroyed. The units of the Southern Group of Troops improved their tactical position. They defeated the formations of 3 mechanized, mountain assault brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces and a Special Forces brigade in the areas of the populated areas of Seversk, Nikolaevka, Pleshchievka, Katarinovka, and Novolinovka of the Donetsk People's Republic. The enemy lost up to 255 militants, 2 U.S.-made M113 armored personnel carriers, 2 armored combat vehicles, 3 pickup truck and artillery piece. The units of the Center Group of Forces occupied more advantageous lines and positions. They defeated the manpower and equipment of 3 mechanized, assault, infantry, and ranger brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine in the areas of the settlements of Grishino, Shevchenko, Krasnoarmysk, Novosergivka, and Dmitrov of the Donetsk People's Republic. The losses of the Ukrainian Armed Forces amounted to more than 430 servicemen, a tank, 5 armored combat vehicles, 8 cars, and 5 field artillery pieces. Units of the East Group of Forces, as a result of active and decisive actions, liberated the settlement of Razliv in the Donetsk People's Republic. The manpower and equipment of 2 mechanized, airmobile brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces and a territorial defense brigade were defeated in the areas of the settlements of Bogodar, Yalta, Zaporizhzhia, and Zelenoy Pole of the Donetsk People's Republic. The enemy's losses amounted to more than 150 servicemen, a tank, 4 vehicles, and 2 field artillery pieces. Units of the Dnepr Group of Forces took up more advantageous positions and defeated the formations of a mechanized brigade and 2 territorial defense brigades in the areas of the settlements of Pridneprovskoye, Ivanovka, and Antonovka in the Kherson region. Up to 75 servicemen, a tank, 4 vehicles, an artillery piece, an electronic warfare station, and 2 ammunition depots were destroyed. Operational tactical aviation, strike unmanned aerial vehicles, missile troops, and artillery of the Russian Armed Forces groups have damaged ammunition depots and explosive production sites, as well as temporary deployment points of Ukrainian armed formations and foreign mercenaries in 142 districts. 67 were shot down by air defense systems, unmanned aerial vehicles of the aircraft type. In total, since the beginning of the special military operation, the following have been destroyed: 660 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 49,247 unmanned aerial vehicles, 601 anti-aircraft missile system, 22,622 tanks and other armored combat vehicles, 1,533 multiple launch rocket system combat vehicles, 23,152 field artillery pieces and mortars, 33,572 units of special military vehicles. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.